Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for finding my channel. I wanted to speak a little bit today about scarcity mindset and lead you in a little bit of a meditation. The first thing I wanted to say is that some of you have probably worked with abundance practices, probably some kind of affirmations around maybe seeing a check for $1 million or whatever is out there these days. And I find affirmations in general to be quite harmful for my students and the folks that I've coached over the last 20, 25 years. Usually folks find me and come to me when they've tried a lot of self-help and the self-help has left them feeling um, frankly not good enough. Right, we always need to buy the next thing to just get a little bit better at life or being us or have more. If we just did the self-help right, we would be so wealthy and so happy. And it's such a misconception, about yoga anyway, and what it's all really about, which is more about capacity for handling truth, seeing multiple truths, seeing contradictory truths, holding lots of contradictions, and being able to function, which is really what we need in this world right now more than ever, from what I'm seeing. So let's just look for a moment at the narrative of like we don't have enough. Um, I'm seeing it a lot. I certainly see it in myself of that programming of like I can help you, but first I just like when I get to a certain place, right? Um, and there's even like a lot of folks out there, I'll take a job, like might be because yeah, it's might not the ethical job or not the most ethical choice, but like when I get to a certain level, I think this is how our politicians are. Like maybe start out with like maybe not anymore, but maybe in the older generations of politicians, like start out with a really good intention, and then it's like, well, you got to make sacrifices, um, and I think we do that in many ways. There's just a constant narrative out there telling us that we even if we have enough today, we may not have enough tomorrow, right? Like even if you could convince yourself like you're good, there's always this sort of narrative of we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, and I cannot say that I've like fully escaped that. Right? It's really, really pervasive, and it causes us to act in ways that are just not only unhealthy for ourselves but for each other in community. um, for ourselves, just running ourselves ragged, um, working day and night, um, hoarding, and just never feeling enough, right? Like not smart enough, have to take another course, not making enough, have to earn more, um, in all those ways. And then like how we treat others in community when we feel like it's really a fight or fright, it's a trauma response. When we feel like scarcity, it's an evolutionary response, right? To attack, to we might attack for us now can be gossip, right? Can be talking smack about someone, can be um, isolating ourselves, and um, being afraid to share what we're up to. And, because folks are stealing other folks' ideas and thoughts and words. And not that there isn't a sharing, right, of knowledge, which is beautiful, but it's just a scarcity mindset. Um, so for those, I'm not necessarily speaking to everyone right now. Some people really don't have enough, right? Some people really um, yeah, the allocation of resources is just systemically unfair, and all the systems are in place are making that chasm really bigger. And I think a lot of us are seeing that and appreciating that more and more. So, if you're someone who really is lacking in resource, I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to those of us who have so much. And like, I've totally been there where I've had so much and still felt like, I'm feeling super safe. Like, what about? So, but lately I've been really, and especially moving to the country, surrounded by so much green and so much, of nature's abundance, um, and just really feeling into how it's all okay, you know? Um, so that's not through an affirmation of, I will have $1 million or I will land that job, but it's more of a body settling, and a constant bodily settling every time that comes up. So love to walk you through a little meditation now. For those of you who are working with feelings of scarcity, so you might just settle into some stillness. And I'm going to move into audio now, as you may be seeing, and give you a little taste of the land, beautiful land here, which is bringing a lot of peace and settling for me. Lots of studies show that you can feel that through the screen. So if your eyes aren't closed or if they drift open, you'll be able to see this beautiful landscape of this hike I took recently. Otherwise, you might close your eyes and just settle into some stillness. And so as you settle into stillness, just taking a moment to feel your body present here right now. Just noticing where you are engaging with the ground or the chair. Perhaps finding a little relief as you allow yourself to take some more support. Feeling into the three-dimensionality of your body. The front of the body and all the kind of waves and crevices and spaces, around the neck and behind the ears and between the fingers. Just awareness of the sides of the body, filling yourself out with your awareness. The back of the body, perhaps walking your way up your spine, trying to tune in. And then noticing the tippy top of the head, almost like the hairs on the top of the head, and even the air and the space around you. We know we do give off an energy field. Just feeling into the length of your body as you drop, as you anchor into the earth, and then as you kind of lift up towards the sky, the heavens, the future. Feeling in front of your body, moving forward the back of your body, past the ancestors, all the teachers behind you, just surrounded in support. As you sit down to do this work, and from that space, you might just feel into all this stuff about scarcity. Your your whole thing about it, and where it's showing up for you. Just noticing as you heard that word and its resonance in your body. Where do you feel that? And connecting to any sensations there. And just, hey, I see you. Yeah, there's some vibration. Maybe it has a weight or a texture, or there's an image when scarcity comes to mind. You might just say hey to it. Yeah, it's present. Let's see if you can hold your awareness of that scarcity resonance in the body while holding the bigger awareness of that three-dimensionality, that earth support. And as you like, you might go between them, right? Like feeling into that anchor in the ground, putting more attention there. And then as I'm kind of in my capacity, I'm going back to like, what is this thing about scarcity? About not being enough, not having enough? Where does that show up in my body? Is there something repeating there? And can I hold that? And then can I hold the whole present awareness? Spaciousness that I feel in my body and around my body. And contraction, perhaps, the fear that's there. And scarcity shows up in many ways. Might be having enough resources, money, or access to opportunity. Where we find ourselves maybe crawling towards. And I'm feeling that. I'm just kind of balancing that desire with the truth, right? As I sit in my center, being able to hold the enoughness, that it's all right here. There's actually nothing out there. There's actually no final point of feeling, of being or having enough that comes from anything external. I can have that enoughness right now, right here. Maybe the tie isn't totally cut to the scarcity mindset or programming or all the fear, but I can see it and hold in my center, hold in my spaciousness. Perhaps you can breathe that in as well. You might really feel into the lie that you're not enough, that you don't have enough. As we go deeper into a more honest kind of meditation, you might go deeper into any lies that you might be telling yourself or have been telling yourself about really what you need. What do I really need? In what ways have I been lying to myself about really what I need, really what's important? And what would it mean? What would it feel like in the body to step right into right now and walk right into wholeness, fullness, no need? What is the resonance of that in your body as you step into that feeling of having everything you need? How might you show up in your body, in your breath, in your relationships? If you didn't need anything from them, just feeling into that resonance in your body of having all you need. Just notice how that feels, where you feel it. So you can capture that feeling. You know the other feeling, grasping. Now you know this feeling. You feel it out in your whole body, just checking in, like, what am I feeling? Back of body, front of body. What's the color, texture of this feeling of have everything I need? If I wanted to remember this, if I wanted to step into this when out of meditation, what would that look like? How would I tap into this resonance, to this feeling? Just making that mental, emotional, somatic, body felt memory as you take some deep breaths. And slowly bringing yourself back into your current space and time. Maybe just gently opening the eyes, looking around, seeing where you're at, seeing if you can hold any of that resonance as you connect with the outer world. A little practice you can keep coming back to. I hope that this is helpful for you. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know and look out for some more soon.